So this wedge that we saw form over the weekend, the problem is, for me anyway, if we count from this kind of bigger swing low or this section here, there's a good chance that this is a wave 4 correction. And whenever you see a wave 4 very often and then a wedge, very often the breakout of it is quite often a false breakout. And in this instance, what if it's not a wedge? What if this is A, B, C, and then here we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which I think is what we did see over the weekend. So very common, you know, sometimes when I think it's a triangle, you know, if you see a triangle or a wedge, think to yourself, gosh, this could be a wave 4, it could be the last, the breakout from here could be the last in a sequence, and in which case, keep your stops really tight, don't give it any room to be this kind of a false breakout. Now, the reason that this was important in Bitcoin, remember, if we zoom out, we were wondering how to count this rally, the whole rally that we've seen from the March lows. And that there's a couple of bullish and bearish theories. The more bearish theory is that we have seen rising wedge where this wave 3 is shorter than wave 1, which means that wave 5 has to be shorter than this wave 3, which would mean, so if this is an ABC and this is our wave 3 here, which means we're very limited on the upside. Sorry, I'm measuring it from the wrong place. Let's start again. Which means we're very limited. This is our wave 3. How much room we've got to go and how much further, because if we break this, if this wave 5 becomes longer than this wave 3, that invalidates the pattern. And then I think we've got a much more bullish thing going on, whereby we've got a big wave 1 here, and this is a flat wave 2, so we've gone A, B, C, and this is just the wave 1 of a big wave 3 beginning, which should be really strong. And this sort of starting to see, you know, we are starting to see some strong moves up, especially after that PayPal news. So that's how I'm seeing this. If we zoom out and look at it on the weekly, you can see that, you know, this could be a rising wedge and we could see a bigger correction here. This is a big, from this high to low, 61.8 fib level. It is the previous highs that we're retesting. But I just think that if we go that little bit further beyond here, you know, we invalidate a more bearish count, we could see a really strong move. Sorry, I've got all the dogs here. 1 second. Right then. So where are we short term? Well, that means, you know, if we're thinking this is bullish, this is a wave 1, we've done a nice wave 3 here. If this is a 61.8, then we've got major, our trend support, big time, is going to be at this 50% level. Remember, when you reverse at a big 61.8, the 50% is like your pivot level. So I'm going to take away that from this high, and that's going to be our level. And if we look at where that is, that's 11,400. That's also back to this, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's back to the bottom of this wave 4. And so this is where our bull bear support is on a bigger pullback, 11,400. And we are only kind of going to be in a bigger correction if we break that level. If we put our fibs on from the lows, we're looking for where that 236 fib comes in, because that'll give us our kind of spike level. And that's a little bit lower, look, at the daily 50 moving average. So there's our support zone between 11,118 and 11,000 sort of 300. So we've got a $200 range where I expect we will find some support here in Bitcoin US dollar if we topple over. If we don't topple over, which, you know, at the moment, remember, it's just sideways consolidation at a level. It's pretty bearish price action, but it hasn't broken down. Let me take away all these things. You know, we haven't really broken down, have we? We've just really had 5 days of dojis. But if we see the dollar strengthen, which has been the kind of biggest factor going on, then we could see a shallow 50% of this swing pullback. But if it turns into a bigger move, if we see weakness in other markets ahead of the election, this is where, as long as we stay above here, you know, it's just a pullback and we're still bullish. But below 11,000, then I think that we can say that this bigger wave one is complete. And so then we can be talking about, 38.2, 50% pullback. And that would, give us that bigger, cheaper price that everybody's looking for. Seems quite unlikely, doesn't it, with the PayPal news that we would get such a bargain opportunity. I feel much more likely that the 10,000 level that's been so strong is going to be the one that holds.